We're ready to get this rolling. And let's give a cheer for these two teams. It's going to be PvP-Live going up against LGIM. We're going to have Danny Carey on that Mistweaver Monk. Thugonomics is going to be playing the Arms Warrior. Novos holding it down on the Ellie Shaman. Going to be going up against LGIM. That's Shotki on the Shaman. We have Nuker on that Warlock, and it's going to be Avenger playing the Mage. Nuker going to be playing Soul Link. And I think he's going to be in for a world of hurt because I think they're going to train the pet start to finish. That is the NA playstyle. And I think we're going to see an example of what I thought should have been done in that last match. So here we go. We're going to be starting things off. We'll find out if they're going to be going straight for that pet. We see the deep freeze immediately out on Thugonomics to guarantee that gate. Nice job there. We are going to have Thugonomics charging in, though. He's going to be on Nuker. Will he be switching over to that pet? Looks like he wants to go on Avenger for now. And he's going to be putting out quite a lot of damage here. Goes into D-stance, realizes he's being pulled into an awkward spot. So smart play there. Temporal Shield's going to be popped here by Thugonomics. There's the offensive Ring of Peace, so he will be playing Ring of Peace. He's back in battle with that offensive silence. Avenger's not able to blink away there. Going to be taking a lot of damage. Now the blink comes out here, but Avenger going to drop that Nova. Zuen has been popped here as well. Danny Carey into the Sheep. The Howl gets overlapped, unfortunately. Novos has trinketed. He probably trinketed to Tremor there, but I'm not quite sure. Thugonomics now taking a little bit of damage, but the Ring of Frost is down. Avenger doing well, kiting here, and Shocky pretty high on mana.
Yeah, for sure. This is already looking to be a pretty even match. They're not seeing any like super risky plays out of either team. We're not seeing anybody really getting dropped super low. I mean, Avenger's been a little bit low for a while now, but nothing too scary. He is out in the middle, taking a whole bunch of damage, getting punched a whole bunch right now, but doesn't appear to actually be getting hurt very much.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what's going on with that, but he has popped his major cooldowns. I did see Wreck up there, I do believe, and there's an offensive Ring of Peace once again. A little bit too late, though, as Avenger was already away. He already used his blink, so he's going to be taking some damage, but they're going to use that gateway, and I think that Thugonomics does not have Heroic Leap available, so he's going to have to swap it over onto Nuker. Nuker going to be able to fake that pummel there. Nice job by him. Now trying to fake again, and he is going to be able to do it. We do see the MCS coming out. I'm surprised they have not touched his pet just yet, but Nuker getting pretty low. They're going to have parked both Dark Regen and Hellstone, and Avenger at the same time going to be swapped over onto, we see Temporal coming up. We do have Danny Carey down about half mana, but Shocky's a little bit lower than that. Going to have to pop the Spiritual, that run casting, and we do see that Avenger going to have to trick it there, digging a lot of damage once again. Did pop his Temporal, has that Earth Shield, but he's getting chased down by this Warrior, and he's getting relatively low here. Novus at the same time taking some damage, but Avenger forced into that Ice Block. Going to give Danny Carey the time to top him back off as he pops his Aura Mastery.
Yeah, Danny Carey actually managed to get behind the pillar and actually get a few charges of Manatee off in the middle of that, which is going to put him ahead on mana versus Shocky. This sort of matchup, it can easily turn into a mana game, especially once we start getting deeper and deeper into the time limit, and it should dampening ever come into play. But Avenger's still taking a whole lot of damage. Obviously does not have Ice Block available.
And here's the para. Danny Carey going offensive, but he didn't get caught by the Sheep. No interrupt coming out for that. The Hex going to come out as well. There's the cross CC. It's a 3v1 on Thugonomics. He's got to get out of there. He does leap behind the pillar, but he's going to be taking a lot of damage. We see the parry pop, but is it too late? Last Stand comes out. Second Wind is up there. Novo's got to do some healing as well. Danny Carey did trinket, but he's into the fear, and he's getting a lot of trouble here. Thugonomics, the last Stand's going to expire here. Shield Wall is up, but will it be enough? He's down at 40k HP. The MCS on Danny Carey. Can they take him down right here? It doesn't look like it. He's actually going to disarm Avenger. A misclick there from Thugonomics. The Death Coil coming out onto Danny Carey. Novos taking some pressure here as well. He's almost doomed. LGIM turning up the heat here in game one.
Yeah, definitely. That was some pretty intense burst that was coming out there for just a second. I actually thought Novos was going to get a hard swap there for a second and be in a worse shape than he actually was. Avenger now still taking a whole lot of damage. They've been really all over Avenger.
Here's the deep freeze, though. The Hex comes out onto Novos. There's the CS onto Danny Carey. Thugonomics taking some serious damage there, but Danny Carey's on top of the note now, though. The full Sheep lands. Can they chase after him? They're going to swap it over onto Novos, it looks like, who once again still low on mana. The full Howl coming out. Is Danny Carey going to will that note? Tremor going to be dropped there by Novos very quickly. Nice job by him, but Novos, taking some damage once again. Nuker now going to be the target. His Hellstone, his Dark Region should be back up soon. We can see it's about 10 seconds until that is back up, so he should be fine. Danny Carey doing a good job avoiding CC, and Shocky, this is huge. He's going for a drink.
Yeah, he actually did manage to get a whole bunch of mana back from that. Danny Carey, though, just got a whole lot of Manatee charges that he was able to consume as well. So both healers just sort of not quite getting to that point where they're running on fumes, but they are very much having to consider their mana at this entire point.
Here's the deep freeze on the MCS. They're looking to get that damage going on Thugonomics, but the coil going to come off that. Hallow Tear out on Danny Carey. Looks like there's no Tremor, but he is going to get cap stunned off that. Nice job by Shocky. The offensive Ring of Peace coming out once again, and I guess the frame's just bugged for Shocky. It seems I think it's just frozen. But anyway, we are going to have him chasing after Nuker here. Nuker taking a fair bit of damage, but he is going to be over onto Avenger now, and Avenger going to pop that temporal shield. We do see that Zuen was popped out. We are going to have Nuker as once again the target here for Thugonomics. Thugonomics looking to get as much pressure out on him as he can. Still not hitting that pet, which I would love to see, but I'm surprised that they're not going for it. Deep Freeze now coming out onto Danny Carey. There's the dematerialize. Is there anything off that? Full poly there by Avenger. Nuker, though, forced to use the healing cooldowns. There's the lead from Thugonomics. He's going to go defensive as it was a 3v1 once again. The Halitear comes off, though. Is there anything for that on Danny Carey? The Sheep is up as well. They're going to look for the Deep Freeze, perhaps. The ring comes down. They're caught in that. Will did come out from Danny Carey as well. Thugonomics going to be charging back onto Avenger. It looks like they have weathered that storm for now.
Yeah, and we are just about to hit the 5-minute mark in this game, so dampening will begin to start ramping up here very, very shortly. And that's going to make a huge difference here because these teams have both been just sort of holding on by a thread at several points in this match already.
Yep, and Avenger now looking to get the damage going on to Novos. Novos still low mana, but he seems to be fine, and a big heal just lands there on Avenger from Shocky, keeping him out of that ice block. They're doing a good job so far, but look at the damage on Novos, down to 200k. The Sheep is out onto Danny Carey. They're trying to put the pressure back onto Avenger, though, turn things around here. Thugonomics, though, it could be in a little bit of trouble. Is the Deep Freeze going to come out? It looks like it may, as he is getting rotted down quite a bit, and he's chasing in pretty deep here. The Lava Burst coming out, though, onto Avenger, and he does have these icicles saved up, so is he going to gate out, or is he going to go for the kill? We'll have to find out here. Danny Carey doing a good job keeping his team topped off. He is a little bit low on mana, but he does have some T, and you are going to see his mana going back up as a result of that. Avenger, though, down to 130k. He's in the Shockwave. Is he going to gate out of here? No, he has to ice block.
Yeah, that was a good ice block there, I think, overall. His healer is almost out of mana. He needs to do anything he can to just avoid taking those scary amounts of damage and keep his... Shocky's down to under 20k or almost under 20k mana. That's a scary situation for a Resto Shaman to be in.
Yeah, there is the fear on Danny Carey. Going to be Tremor, though, once again. Offensive Ring of Peace coming out there. MCS on Novos taking quite a bit of damage here, actually. Novos in some trouble, 200k. There's the all cooldowns being popped here, though, by Thugonomics. AoE Spell Reflect going up for that Sheep. Is he going to be able to get it? Doesn't look like it, but Avenger may just go down. He's going to get out of there. Heroically not available, it seems. He's actually going to charge over to the Water Ellie and then decide better of that. He's going to go back onto Nuker, but he will get Blood Horde. It does look like Danny Carey, getting that mana T, but Shocky, he is and he is hurting on mana. He's got to get a drink off here. He's going to sit down. Are they going to be able to get it off? This is huge. He needs this. They need to defend him, but Thugonomics is trying to get over there, and he is going to get quite a bit of mana back. He gets about 60k back, which is very, very important for them. Yeah,
that was a lot of mana that he was able to get back from there. Just were not able to get over there and interrupt that drink in time. Does get another fear out from Thugonomics there, and it looks like our frames are actually having a little bit of an issue here right now. Looks like lots of damage coming in the middle. There's a Spirit Link Totem going out, going to equalize everybody's health, but there's a Frost Orb out there as well. It's a little bit hard to tell exactly what's going on at the moment, but there's so much everything happening everywhere right now.
Yeah, there's the coil onto Danny Carey. They need to get that CC out, and they know it. Shocky still maintaining. I think his mana is accurate. I'm not really sure. But anyway, there's the Hex onto Novos. Danny Carey does pop the Will there. We are seeing them to try to go over onto Novos now. And I'm not sure if players are getting lag in game or what exactly is going on here. But anyway, we do see that Nuker once again going to be the target. Thugonomics charging over onto him, going to be back over to that gateway, and they're just going to swap off. You can see the pet getting pretty low there for Nuker. It's down about 10% HP. Hasn't been finished off just yet. Shocky going to throw a heal over onto it. He's actually going to soul burn a new pet, I think before his last one died. So a little bit weird there. But Danny Carey put into the Deep Freeze. Is there a fear coming off that? Looks like it's going to be a casted fear. He's trying to fake that pummel. He will be able to. The fear is going to land on Danny Carey. Has no will, has no trinket, but he is going to get tremored there by Novos. Novos going to be MCS. A little bit too late to deny that tremor. Avenger now down to about half HP. Para comes out onto Shocky, who has gotten a lot of mana, but look at Avenger. He can go down here. He's going to gate out of there by 10,000 HP. Avenger in a lot of trouble. Here comes the Warrior. Execute's going to come in, and Avenger is going to go down.
Wow, there were so many cases where Avenger got so low and was able to use that Warlock Portal to get himself to a safe location and stay alive, but it just did not fall through for him that time. He was not able to get far enough away. Thugonomics all over him and just finished him off.
Yeah, great job there by PvP-Live.
All right, so let's go ahead and get some crowd interaction here. If you want to see PvP-Live take another game, give us a cheer.
And if you'd like to see LGIM battle back here and take game 2, let's hear it.
Seems like
not too many Korean fans, man.
Yeah, it seems like PvP-Live has the majority rule at the moment.
Yeah. It would appear so, man, but the gate's going to be opening here any moment. We'll see. If Shocky, Nuker, and Avenger are going to have anything to say about that. I'm sure they'd like to quiet the crowd a little bit. But for now, the hometown boys doing well.
Yeah, all right, so here we go, rushing out in there. Let's see if either Warlock is able to get, or if the one Warlock is able to get the gateway off. Yes, it did. He did manage to drop that down right into the middle like that. It is a weird map to try and get that gateway out, but already Avenger taking so much damage.
Yeah, he is. He's going to be caught in that shockwave. I think that is a change. I don't believe that he was playing shockwave last time, but we see a lot of pressure coming out onto Avenger already. Nuker has his Demon Soul pop. He's trying to spread those dots out, doing a good job of it. There's the Hex onto Thugonomics. It's going to be decursed by Novos. The MCS comes in. Will going to have to be used there by Danny Carey. He's into the deep freeze, though. Will the Sheep be able to follow that up? Doesn't look like it. There's just too much pressure onto Avenger, who's unable to get that off. We see Zwen once again pop instantly. The shockwave comes out onto Avenger. No, never mind. It's not there. Temporal is going to be popped here. He's just trying to reduce as much damage as possible. Novos taking a little bit himself, but Danny Carey, you know, as I talked about, being so aggressive.
Yeah. It is a little bit, sorry, it does look like we're having a little bit of a glitch with our tournament UI at the moment. I apologize for that, but nonetheless, you can sort of see what's going on anyway. There it goes. Looks like things are starting to clear up a little bit. Avenger's still taking so much damage. He did try to get a polymorph off, but it did not look like it actually landed. Danny Carey was feared, but did manage to get out of there. He does have Will of the Forsaken just coming off of cooldown, but there's the deep freeze on him as well. And they're trying to go for something on Novos, it looks like. Yeah, they're taking doing a whole bunch of damage to Novos.
He's actually having to pop that Shaman while Danny Carey was able to use his trinket a little bit earlier, so he's not going to have that available. He does have Will up, though. Tremor going to be coming off cooldown here pretty shortly as well. Avenger now down about half HP. The grounding going to be dropped by Shocky, but he's going to get stuck into that in-cap. Is the leg sweep coming off that? No, doesn't look like it. So they're changing it up a little bit. Novos trying to get that damage out once again. We see the trinket going to be used on that shockwave by Avenger. We have the temporal shield up, but will it be enough? He may have to block here. Yep, he goes into the block. We do see there's the trinket on the in-cap from Nuker. Nuker going to get out of that. There was a Hex on Shocky. It's going to be decursed by Avenger. They're trying to get something going on in Novos. They have to get some pressure out before Shaman Rage comes back up. They have 35 seconds.
Yeah, and looking at the mana on the healers again, you remember last game, both healers were getting pretty low on mana, but this time Danny Carey has a very strong lead.
Here's the orb, though. Deep comes out. It's going to be trinketed immediately by Novos. He knows he's in trouble. That is that window of opportunity that I was talking about before Shaman Rage is up. But can they get anything done? They still have 20 seconds. I'm just not sure that they're going to be able to get that damage out that they need. 15 seconds until is up, so they may have to wait, get through it again, and then go for the kill when he doesn't have trinket or Shaman Rage. But the problem is then Danny Carey has his trinket, so it's just this constant rotation of cooldown for PvP-Live. But there's the Howl coming out. Noah's actually going to Shaman Rage there. That was very preemptive.
I believe he may have actually used it for the mana regen because he was completely and totally dry at that point.
Yeah, well, and that could come back to haunt him. There's the coil coming out onto him. Are they going to be able to get the setup here? There's the will coming out from Danny Carey as well. So his trinket is on that internal cooldown. Can they get something going here? They need to do it. Novo's taking quite a bit of damage. He is going to be the deep freeze onto Danny Carey. We see Novo's AoE spell reflect coming out from Thugonomics, who's also taking some damage here. And they just need CC on Danny Carey. They have a lot of pressure coming out. Avenger's been sitting low, but Shocky's doing a great job keeping up. The Hex now trying to come out there from Novos. He's not able to get it off just yet, but we do see that Danny Carey once again topping his team back off.
Yeah, Danny Carey got feared there, but there was a great tremor, I believe, from Novos that managed to get him out of that fear in a hurry. Danny Carey has no CC breaks left at this point, so he needs anything he can to be able to continue to keep his team alive, but he's doing a great job of it so far, and it looks like the left side of the screen is all full, and the right side of the screen actually not too bad either.
Yeah, it's just the mana, once again, that seems to be the issue here. Shocky, down about 60,000 mana already, and we're not even at dampening yet. So will he be able to get a drink off here? We'll find out. Thugonomics, though, going to pop Bloodbath. He's going to pop his trinket. He's going to have his Orc Racial up as well. There's the Shaman once again used by Novos. He's going to have to tremor that, but he tremors into a ring. There's a deep freeze on Danny Carey. Can the CC come off that? That would be huge. Full Sheep comes out. Novos could be in a little bit of trouble here. He's in a bit of an awkward position, but the dots aren't up, and they're not able to really get that pressure just because this warrior is just glued to Avenger, and Avenger really having trouble getting the setup that he needs. We see the spell lock coming in, though, from Nuker onto Novos. Coil going to come out there onto Thugonomics. Will they be looking to swap it over on him? Perhaps. But Danny Carey, keeping everyone topped off and making it hard for this MLS.
Yeah, and we talk about Shocky possibly getting out to get a drink in, but where do you drink on this map? Where do you go exactly? It's so wide open. There's nowhere that's really safe except for way back in one of the openings. And if he goes back there, he's putting his team at
Here we go, though. The
risk.
damage going to be coming out. Full Icicles are up. There's the instant trinket from Novos once again on that deep freeze, but he is taking a lot of damage still. Those Icicles are proccing out. He did drop the Healing Tide as well. Danny Carey coming out of that sheath now. His trinket's going to be up once again in a couple of seconds, so it's just this constant rotation. We talked about how tanky this setup is, and they're really showing it. They're just kind of slowly riding LGIM into the ground.
Yeah. Definitely. We keep bringing up the mana, but you just watch that mana bar going farther and farther and farther down from Shocky. Avenger actually taking a whole bunch of damage there for just a second. Does get a ring off, though, and he will port out of there with the gateway. So he should be safe for the time being. That's a very nice ring place there for defensively. But it does leave Nuker out in the open. No, he's going to take the gateway over there as well.
Good choice, and he's got to resummon that pet anyway. Both players had lost their pets in those exchanges, so they are going to be able to resummon those back up. Nice shockwave comes in on both the DPS, though, from Thugonomics. You can see he does still have that victory rush up from killing one of those pets earlier. Zerker Rage going to be used on that Howl. Deep Freeze onto Novos. MCS onto Danny Carey. No Dispel coming out, though. There's the CS to follow that up onto Novos. Avenger taking quite a bit of damage. The Frost Nova does come out. He's trying to get for a Shatter. Just trying to build up those Icicles once again. Avenger really liking to play that setup style, as I did talk about. You can see him cast Frost Bolts a lot more than the North American and European counterparts. He's really just trying to stack up those Icicles and go for these big burst kills. But so far, it really hasn't worked out. Unleash coming out from Novos. He's looking for that big burst. He has the Unleash up. He has his Rachel up. Avenger going to get really, really low here. Temporal has been popped, but can they finish him off through it? He's getting a lot of healing from that right now, but Shocky having some trouble topping him back off. He's just constantly sitting at about half HP. There's the Paralyze onto Nuker. We do see that Thugonomics going to pop that Spell Reflect. His Frost Orb was used, and Ascendant's going to be popped here by Shocky. Leg sweep out onto Nuker there. Danny Carey just doing a good job locking him down.
It's so low. He's so low. He's taking so much damage. Did have to Ice Block, though, once again, and it will survive just a little bit longer.
Yep, and we did see the will used there by Danny Carey into the full sheep. Nice job there by Avenger. The Palm Sheep does come out. Novo's going to pop that Shumwall immediately. Nice reaction before the MCS comes out, so he's going to get the Shumwall up. He does have his trinket available once again here, and we are now into that dampening stage. We're at 6 minutes into the match, so it's starting to ramp up a bit. When we start getting a couple more minutes in, it becomes so hard, and you can see Shocky really, his mana really starting to hurt now. Avenger, though, so low here. Gonna have to blink away. Can he get out of there? He's down to 200k HP. He's gonna have to trinket that charge stun. He's trying to get out of there. He does, but can Shocky actually top him back off? He's going for that Ring of Frost. He's going for the Polymorph now. He does fake the interrupt, I do believe. Now he's gonna get pummeled on it. And Avenger, he's just getting slammed into the ground here. And Thugonomics is just going so offensive on him. He's just able to sit in battle. They're not really targeting him, so he has so much rage the whole game. And with dampening plus MS now, Shocky is and things are looking like it's pretty much over for LGIM.
Yeah, Avenger once again taking damage. Shocky just does not have the mana to be able to keep him alive at this point. There's another Ice Block out from Avenger, but how long can they really hold this on? There's a nice Frost Nova to root people in place, but is it going to last him long enough to keep alive? It looks like a Healing Tide goes down, but is it going to be what it is? Ooh, Spirit Link. Very nice Spirit Link there to be able to keep him alive just a little bit longer, but is it going to be enough?
Yeah, it's hard to tell, man. Thugonomics still just training away onto him, and they're just ignoring this warrior, so he's allowed to do pretty much whatever he wants. We see that there's a swap over onto the Shaman. The frames, I'm not sure exactly what the HP of these players are right now, but there's the Deep Freeze onto Danny Carey. We see Dematerialize proccing once again. The Coil coming off that. Are they actually going to try to swap to him here, or is that just for CC? It looks like the frames have now caught up once again. Shocky down very low on mana. He's going to pop that Spearwalker's Grace, trying to get out of there. 180k HP, paralyzed onto Avenger. It looks like this is going to be it. His all cooldowns are up, and Shocky surely going to go down here, and PvP-Live going to take another round.
Wow, that was another intense match. That one went on for, well, I mean, it's still going on, but 8 minutes. That's getting pretty deep into dampening territory at that point. And with how much mana Shocky had to spend early on just to keep his team alive, going into dampening at 80k mana is just terrifying. That is never a situation you want to be in as a healer.
Yeah, I mean, he's able to maintain a relatively low amount. We're on Arena. That's a big spread out arena, so kind of the opposite of what they chose last time. Maybe feeling like now they need to just kind of like spread it out a little bit, capitalize on bad positioning. So we'll see if LGIM is going to be able to start a comeback, or if PvP-Live is going to close things out here in Game 3.
Yeah, I like Tolvaron Arena a lot. Aside from the fact that it's just kind of pretty, which is it's not important for the game overall, but I like playing in pretty places. But I also like the layout of it with the sort of like asymmetrical pillar rotation. It's really always interesting to see how people actually play it here. And it looks like we're not going to get a gateway out.
Yeah, he actually did get charged on that. The Deep Freeze a split second too late, and that's actually pretty big. And the Death Coil going to get reflected as well. Nice start there for Thugonomics. Has to be frustrating for Nuker. He's actually going to port. Has his Demon Soul up. He goes for the Demon Soul gateway. Nice job. The offensive ring going to be coming down here though. Blade Storm, Bloodbath, all cooldowns being popped here by Thugonomics. He's looking to try to get some huge pressure out. So far, not that effective though. We have the Paralyze out onto Avenger. Danny Carey into the full sheep. We have the Spearwalker's Grace pump there by Novos, who is trying to get some pressure out. Avenger now into that end cap. We do see Nuker going to get out of there, but here comes Thugonomics with the heroic leap.
Yeah, and he's just sort of chasing him around all over the place at this point. It looks like he's just able to stick on him like crazy right now, just continually dealing damage as much as possible to Nuker right now. It's a little hard to tell exactly how much is going on at the moment, but it's definitely looking very, very scary. You can see Danny Carey off there in the corner. He's just hiding behind the wall. He doesn't care. Yeah. He's just going to pop out.
Here comes the setup, though. There's the deep freeze onto Danny Carey. They're trying to get this damage rolling. 5 icicles are up here, on Avenger, so he really does want to get that pressure going. The full sheep comes out on Danny Carey. They weren't able to spell reflector shock that. There's the orb onto Thugonomics, it looked like, and he was going to be death coiled as well, but not too much coming out there. There was a life cocoon, I do believe, that was popped.
Yes, there was a life cocoon and also an intervene onto Danny Carey there. Thugonomics is getting really, really low, but it looks like he will manage to survive. There's the Blade Storm going off again.
The pet's going to go down here, man, and that could be a problem.
Yeah, it's interesting that the Soul Link choice, is he actually still, sorry, you just lost the buff, so I can't actually check, but is he actually still running
Yeah,
Soul Link?
He's still playing Soul Link, and this is more what I thought they were going to do. I mean, they do take down that Observer, but they're not really tunneling him with the Blade Storm. It gets caught in that Blade Storm, it's going to get crushed pretty quick. We did see there's that disable the Imp Hamstring onto Avenger from Danny Carey. He put out that Blanket Silence as well. And look at Danny Carey, very low amount of it. It's mostly just because he's being so offensive. He's spamming damage and trying to kind of just really ramp up the pressure. He knows that he can just kind of stop. He can play a bit more passively, and he can really regen that mana pretty quick. But Nuker, once again, going to be soul burning out those dots. We have the orb out on Thugonomics. He's taking quite a bit of damage here. Danny Carey, though, going to throw down that Ring of Peace offensively once again here. Avenger going to be put into that fear. It's going to be Tremor, I do believe. Avenger down so low. Going to have to ice block. Shattering throw coming out. The big NS heal going to crit from Shocky, bringing him right back to full.
That was a huge heal from Shocky right there. And Shocky's mana is so much better. It's actually the opposite of last game in terms of healer mana. Danny Carey is the one who's very low. Obviously, he's been playing very offensively, but he is getting very, very low on mana and doesn't have a ton of mana T stacks at this particular point. Shocky's totally fine.
Yeah, he's doing a great job. And Avenger, though, taking a lot of damage once again. And then we just see Danny Carey down to about 40k amount of 30k. Thugonomics does have that root interruption buff up. I love that glyph choice, against his double caster. But look at Avenger. He may just go down here. He's down about 100k. May have to use the second ice block. And he is going to have to use that last ice block as Thugonomics going to be coiled off. But now he's really running low on those defensives. What does he really have left here? Spirit Walker's Grace used by Shocky. Ascendance popped there as well to top him back off. And I mean, although they were ahead on mana, does it really matter? Danny Carey, I think he's never going to actually He's just going to maintain at low mana, so he's going to be just fine. And we do see Avenger wants to get those icicles back up, but he's having a hard time of it.
Yeah, it's interesting. I feel like Shocky is trying to play a little bit less aggressive with his healing, and the result is that Avenger's had to pop his ice block twice now. So is that really worth it? I don't particularly think so. I think Shocky should be being a little bit more proactive with his healing, making sure that he can. Now he has
Here's
to.
The wreck though popped by Thugonomics, it looks like, and yeah, the wreck storm coming out here, going to be a lot of damage onto Avenger. Avenger though, a really good temporal shield. It's going to heal almost all that damage back up. It looks like, or maybe the frame's just frozen again. I'm not sure, but he is going to try to get out of there. Here comes the orb though. Will the deep freeze come out? The orb doing some damage here to Thugonomics, but I'm not sure what HP he's at. He is going to get deep frozen. The sheep comes out on Danny Carey, but it's hard to tell what's going on right now.
Yeah, definitely. Very, very, very difficult to cast when you can't actually tell what's happening, it turns out. That's kind of a problem. But we're going to do the best that we can and continue to watch this particular match as it plays out. It is on the line here for LGIM. If they lose this match, they are going to the lower bracket.
Yep, and we do see that Avenger is going to be relatively low. Looks like the frames may have updated now. I'm not quite sure. But we do have Thugonomics charging back in there. Blade Storm almost back up here. Bloodbath, as well as his Ratio going to be coming up at the same time as well there. And Avenger, taking a lot of damage. He's down about 200k HP. Shocky trying to top him back off. Does throw out that NS heal. That's going to crit. Thugonomics going to pop the Blade Storm here. Trying to go offensive. And it's all connecting onto Avenger. The Blade Storm Bloodbath. Such a good combo there. Spreading out those bleeds, slowing him in place as well. The C-Smash going to be going up there too. Nova's going to be put into the sheep. They have any CC here for Danny Carey. Doesn't look like it just yet. The Water Elemental is going to go down. Avenger going to get charged here. 100k HP. He's got to get out of there. Will he be able to do it? He's very, very low. He needs to reconvene here with Shocky, but Shocky going to get Imp Hamstrung. There's that Spear Hand Strike Silence as well. The offensive Ring of Peace comes in a second too late to deny that Spirit Link, though.
Yeah, Spirit Link is going to help a lot there, but we have just crossed the 5-minute mark, so Dampening is now active. It's going to make it very, very difficult for Shocky to continue keeping Avenger alive. There's a nice Ring of Frost going down there that might be able to to give him a little bit of extra time. In fact, he fires his orb directly into that Ring of Frost. Thugonomics taking so much damage, dropping down almost underneath 100k, but is healed back up again by Danny Carey.
Yeah, he uses the die by the sword there, that parry buff, 20% damage reduction, but not much else. And we do see the Avenger popping the temporal once again, doing a good job with that, constantly using it. We do see Danny Carey was into a sheep there, but Avenger may just go down here. He's going to gate out just in time, but Shockey at 30k mana. He does have that Unleash up, so he can get one big heal out, but it's going to be on a Riptide, unfortunately. Novo's going to be feared off. Nuker trying to do what he can to slow things down here, but Avenger, he's just getting crushed right now. He's at 140k. The block comes back off cooldown. There's that pair onto Shockey. What do they have off that? Doesn't look like anything just yet, but Avenger still not topped up. Ascendance has been used here as well by Shockey, and Nuker now going to have to use his healing cooldown. So just once again, as soon as it gets the dampening, you can just see them just constantly falling behind. Danny Carey, still low in mana, but as I said, he's never actually going to He's just maintaining at low mana. As soon as he gets low, he just stops being offensive. And Avenger now, on the hypothermia, we see the Trinket coming out from Thugonomics. AoE Spell Reflect goes out as well. So a little bit of a scary moment from them there. Life Cocoon coming out too. Maybe they can capitalize on this. They did just get 2 cooldowns, pretty major cooldowns as well. So if they could get a full sheep on Danny Carey and a deep on Thugonomics, maybe they can turn things around here. But they don't have much time.
Yeah, I didn't feel like that Life Cocoon was totally necessary. It looked like Thugonomics was starting to stabilize quite a bit, but maybe Danny Carey just felt a little bit at risk there for a moment. And it may come back to bite him, like you were saying. If they can get something awesome going here, Danny Carey actually getting about to half health. I haven't seen them do too much damage to him thus far in the match. Novo's taken some damage as well. But once again, Thugonomics just running around doing warrior stuff, punching people with axes, which is the best way to punch people instead.
Yeah. Yeah, we do see Shockey. It looks like he's going. Oh, never mind. He's not going for a drink.
There was a deep on Thugonomics there for just a second.
Yeah, and we do see Thugonomics, just trying to chase down this mage once again. It looks like he just wants to stick to him. The Bladestorm Bloodbath coming out here once again, going to be doing a lot of damage to Avenger, I would assume. But we don't really know. There's the offensive Ring of Peace coming out here, going to be silencing him so he cannot blink away. Back in battle stance once again is Thugonomics, trying to put out as much pressure as possible here. We see the intimidating shout coming out from Thugonomics, the charge back onto Avenger as well. He's just chasing him down. You see gets the Tiger's Lust from Danny Carey, getting that sprint. And Avenger, what just happened?
Well, that's what happens when you can't exactly tell what's happening. But yeah, there was so much stuff happening to Avenger at that particular point in time. It just ended up being